If y'all remember, in one of my videos, I had talked about briefly with 50 Cent and this Hispanic officer. I didn't know his name at the time, but his name is Emmanuel Gonzalez, in which he had wrote something or he had said something to the effect of, if any of his officers or even himself saw 50 Cent, that he would shoot him on sight. I said, oh, so much for that black and brown coalition. I mean, so far we've seen this quote unquote Hispanic guy go and attack this randomly elderly 92-year-old man at a metro bus stop because his mother was dating a black man. And now you have this guy saying he threatened to shoot a black man on sight. And I forgot the reason as to why he said it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this article and hopefully it goes into details. It's over something so stupid. But let me go ahead and read this article. It says the New York Police Department has started an investigation into a Brooklyn commander who told his officers to shoot rapper and actor 50 Cent on sight. The New York Daily News reports Deputy Inspector Emmanuel Gonzalez, the commanding officer at the 72nd Precinct in Sunset Park, is the person who made the threat. Gonzalez made the remark last June 7th, a date when 50 Cent, whose real name Curtis Jackson, was scheduled to attend a NYPD sanctioned boxing match in the Bronx. The morning roll call at the precinct was not recorded, and Gonzalez reportedly tried to pass off the remark as a joke. However, at least one person in attendance was alarmed enough to report Gonzalez to internal investigations. The incident is under internal review. Gonzalez is a 30-year veteran and remains on active duty while the investigation continues. Hold on. So this guy made an open threat to somebody. Let's take away the part that 50 Cent is famous. He's still a black man, and this guy made an open threat to shoot him on sight. And he's a cop, and you're allowing him to still remain on duty. Like, let that marinate for a second. This guy wanted to go out and commit an actual murder on someone without probable cause. Now, we just had the incident, or what Liam Neeson said a couple weeks ago in his interview, saying that he would kill any black bastard. Those were his words. Because his friend said that she was raped by a black man, and he walked out for a week with a nightstick saying he would kill any black bastard. Not the actual rapist, but any black person would have done. And look at what this guy says. To shoot 50 Cent on sight. Let's continue. In addition to his acting and rapping career, 50 Cent is an executive producer on the TV show Power. He also has a lucrative deal with Starz Network to develop shows through his G Unit Film and Television Inc. banner. I don't need to read any of that. And it says 50 Cent responded via Twitter to the real life NYPD story. He said, "This is how I wake up this morning. This guy, Emmanuel Gonzalez, is a dirty cop abusing his power. The sad part is that this man still has a badge and a gun. I take this threat very seriously, and I'm consulting with my legal counsel regarding my options moving forward." I say go with that. And that cop, he needs to be fired. He needs to be reprimanded. He owes some damages just for that comment alone, and he needs to be in jail. But let's be real here. If they allow him to continue still working, he still has his badge and his gun, very little is probably going to happen to him. But then again, you never know, because 50 Cent is a famous individual with a lot of influence and a lot of money. He can shake them down, possibly. He can maneuver a little bit in a way that the average black person probably couldn't. See, now this guy's gonna run and hide. He already ran and hide when he said it was meant as a joke. I'm sorry, but I would not take that as a joke. When someone says, "Oh, to shoot someone on sight," at this point, you're threatening my life. I don't see life-threatening situations as something to laugh at. You take stuff like that seriously. Unfortunately, in this world we live in, when it comes to a lot of things, especially what white people do, they don't take it seriously. Remember when I talked about how this one boy said he was going to shoot up a school or something like that, and they said, "Oh, we're not going to look into it because we didn't take it seriously." Now, what if he went and actually did it? It would have felt more upon the people who were supposed to take it seriously rather than the actual boy himself, because if you did, that event would not have occurred. And see, this guy's hiding behind him also being a cop, because that blue wall of silence is high and it's thick. If this was a regular person, they probably would have looked into it and said, okay, we're going to take you in for questioning and possibly some charges filed. Because the charge of making, life-threatening verbal assaults or whatever it is that is called, I'm not sure what the official charge is called. That's what he should have been brought up on. And the fact that he's a cop, he's stepping way out of his boundaries and way out of his realm of being a law enforcement officer. But it doesn't surprise me because he's a part of the NYPD, and it says he's a 30-year veteran. That means he was in when Rudy Giuliani, aka the Gargoyle, was mayor of New York. So he's under his tutelage, so to speak. But I'm telling you, this, like I said, this so-called black and brown coalition, it's not effective. It never has been, to be quite honest. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.